stop eating rice and pasta. It started during the pandemic. I started off selling plates. Just staying true to yourself, knowing your worth and your values. And one tip I would say is I always tell this to people when you go out to eat.
Welcome to Confidence Secrets, a series where we explore the art of self presentation, confidence, and power of commanding any room you enter. This season, I'm so excited to introduce you to some amazing guests from modern day lives, Meet Me in New York event. Let's jump into today's episode. Today, I'm excited to introduce Chef Marie Armand, the visionary behind Zoe's Kitchen, a private chef and nutritional coach. Marie has turned her passion for food into a mission to empower her clients with healthy and delicious meals. Chef Marie, happy to have you here. Can you tell us more about your journey and the story behind Zoe's Kitchen?
Yes, of course. Zoe's Kitchen started during the pandemic, not predicted. I started off selling plates at first, and slowly it was a great way for, my brand to get off the ground, get people knowing about the types of food I provide. And then slowly after that, I transform into like doing more private dinners, caterings and stuff like that. And it was cool, it was nice, but I realized that it wasn't picking as much as I wanted it to be. So then I offered meal prep services, and then I noticed that was more of a mark. So I noticed like, okay, like people really do need help with creating meals that are healthier or pertain to their goals as well. A lot of people also just don't know how to cook at all and just have busy lives too, and just want to have that meal ready and fresh for them when they come back home. When I started this service, I noticed that there was a really need for it, and then one client turned to two to three to four, and now I'm able to do this full time. But as being able to offer this service as well, I also realized that nutrition is just as important. So I decided, so after going to Kingsborough and learning my getting culinary arts degree, I went to, well, currently am in Johnson and Wales University, and I am studying to become a nutritionist. So I am going to implement that with my meals as well. There was a great need for that too, because a lot of chefs offer meal prep services but don't really know the knowledge behind and the science of how food works inside your body. And then a lot of nutritionists as well offer meal plans, but they don't even know how the food tastes, or they are not very culturally adapted or knowledgeable of different meal cuisines that are offered in various countries. And I feel like that's also important to know, because you can't just tell someone like me, for example, as a Caribbean descent, stop eating rice and pasta, and that's a staple in my culture. So maybe let's just change the quality of what we're eating. And I think that's what really sparked the interest for me to go into nutrition. And also, as a woman, we go through a lot of things. And me personally, growing up, I had to deal with a lot of PCOS, hormonal imbalances, stuff like that. And had to kind of relearn my body and figure out what foods work for me and what exercises work for me as well. And I noticed there's a lot of women going through this as well. So I kind of just wanted to be that person that people can come to have that knowledge in food as a chef, but also have that knowledge in nutrition to be able to meet their goals and their standards. That's how I came about today, and I'm kind of like burning myself in a sense into that more of the wellness and nutrition route, but still not sacrificing that flavor of food, the foods you eat.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that. Very inspiring and interesting to learn about your journey and the steps you took to got here. And I assume you approach a lot of people because you need to meet new clients, new partners, business like different parties. And of course, the first impression is very important, whether it's in a professional setting or just meeting someone new. So, how do you personally approach making a strong first impression? Maybe you could share some examples of something that really worked for you.
For me, is having your pitch and your like your story ready for people. And it's funny that you say this, because exactly like I just told you about my journey, my story is the exact same things I tell to everybody that I approach. And without me even realizing, I kind of realized that I have a pitch for myself without even me creating a pitch. It was just something that I was always passionate about, and story that I wanted to share to others, that it kind of just became my pitch and my story to tell others. So I always noticed that first when I make that approach and tell people I'm a private chef, they're like, oh my gosh, like, wow, like, the reactions I get are so funny. But and then when I tell them like I'm also doing nutrition, they're like, oh, like you're very serious about what you do. And then just telling them about like my journey and how I've gone through those things, and just giving them little tips, like nutrition tips that they probably wouldn't even know. They're like, wow, like I never knew this. And I think this is what helps people me more confident in what I'm telling them, but also my work. And it also helps me gain a sense of confidence because I've pitched this so many times. I know what I'm talking about, and it makes it more easier to approach people in that sense.
Yeah, very interesting. I think you're the first person who shared this specific tip, but it's very important to know straight away, because you're ready, you're confident in what you're telling to people, and with every time you practice it, you can polish, right? Add some new aspects if you feel something is more important in different settings. Yeah, it's very cool. Oh, you just shared something about your verbal communication, that you are ready to, that you're always ready to share your pitch. What about your body language and self-presentation? Maybe you can share some like subtle detail of your body language you pay attention to before going to public or speaking on the stage.
I think for me, it's definitely having to be able to have that posture, demeanor when you walk on the stage, as well as making eye contact, looking and engaging with the person to show that you're listening. And for me as well, like when I'm very confident about something or just like very passionate about something, I tend to like talk with my hands. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but I just always happen to do that. But I'm just also trying to express like what I'm saying. So I think those are for me the important aspects of like body language.
Hands like are our exclamation marks. They're very helpful when we speak, and it's very important that hands actually support our message, that they are not detached from what we are speaking about, but they're actually like, even highlight the point or make it stronger when you speak. So if you use them and you feel they help you to deliver your message, it's totally cool. And yeah, everyone should use their hands, like, not hiding them behind the back. So just make
Right.
sure that they are aligned with what you're speaking about. And yeah, if everything is like, naturally looks naturally, you're good here. Okay, and before going on public, maybe like going on a stage or something, what makes you feel most confident about yourself? Maybe before some public events, you have specific rituals or some habits you do, power poses, affirmations, or even wardrobe choices. What makes you embody confidence before big events?
I think for me it's definitely wardrobe and making sure like my hair is put together, because if my wardrobe is a mess, if I feel like my hair is not up to par, I'm gonna be thinking about that the entire time while I'm on stage or when someone's talking to me. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, do they hear that? Do they see that hair sticking out, or like do I look too big in this clothing, or does it look too tight? That's just me. So I know if I'm going to make a stage appearance, for me to feel as confident as I want to be, it would have to be making sure my wardrobe and my appearance looks the way I would want it to be. With if anything happens or any malfunction happens or etc. Yeah.
Maybe you can recall some times when you maybe struggled with confidence, or when you didn't feel too much confident when you're on a stage or giving some presentations or talking to a client. What steps did you take to overcome those challenges, and what made you feel more confident?
Starting my business, I can say I was always unconfident of my worth or the prices or offer to people. And I don't know why at that time, because I did the education for it, but it was also just about worrying about what people think, in a sense like pleasing others. So I think that's where I struggled with when it came to having that confidence in my work and what I do. But now that I've been able to work with others and see what they're doing in the same industry and field that I'm doing, I can confidently give my service at the value that I offer it because the time and the effort that I'm taking to do this. And then also when it comes to speaking with others or talking on a platform or a stage, I think what gives me the confidence as well is knowing that I have people that's going to come out and support, and also just my credibility of what I've been able to establish as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. And and yeah, I think, those are the things that I did to overcome it, and just being stand on what you're here, being stand on my ground and like my purpose, and in a sense like my why.
If I make a summary of this, so practice, practice, and practice. Having also some people around you who will support is also very helpful, right? And if you could share some 2, 3 quick tips to help someone who is watching us to elevate their presence and help them to stand out at the events or in the stage or even just in the daily life, what would they be?
I think definitely your appearance is the first thing, because that's the first thing people look at, right? Before they even get to talk to you, before they even get to know you, it's your appearance, your demeanor, how you come across. I also think then when they approach you, another thing that can help people with that is being able to be considerate and listen to what others are telling you. And sometimes we kind of get lost like in the networking in field, or like when we're meeting new people and talking to them and rambling about ourselves, but also, taking the consideration to hear what other people's are going through or their lives and stuff. I think that's the two most important things that I would recommend for someone who's trying to overcome that unconfidence that they have, and just staying true to yourself, knowing your worth and your values, and will also help you gain that confidence.
Thank you. I completely agree. So, any final words you want to share with the audience? Maybe you want to give some nutrition tips for us so everyone can follow and learn from you, not only how to be more presentable, more confident, but also how to be more healthy. You can definitely share anything you want.
Yeah, of course. One tip I would say is, I always tell this to people: when you go out to eat, and of course, by all means, enjoy your food, enjoy what you're having, but make sure you also order like a side salad, some type of vegetable with it, because little do you know, that little side salad or the vegetable or the broccoli or whatever is going to help break down that big burger that you're eating, or that steak that you're eating. So definitely don't get a burger and fries, get a burger with the salad.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and thank you so much, everyone who joined us today. And I hope you found this conversation very interesting, helpful, and inspiring. And let me know in the comments which advice stood out to you the most. And of course, be sure to follow Modern Day Vibe, Chef Marie, and me on Instagram. I will leave all the details below so you can check your amazing advice there as well. And let's stay connected for the next episode of Confidence Secrets, and see you soon. Thanks for joining this episode of Confidence Secrets with me, Ziuz. If you're ready to take it even further, check out my programs at masteryourpresence.com, designed to help you to build that unshakable confidence and master a body language. Thanks for being a part of this journey, and I see you in the next one.